She earned a stripe, she doing it. Yeah, fuck me like you supposed to.
What's poppin', YouTube? So in today's video, I'm gonna be doing a story time about when I had to help a drunk girl. Like, this night was crazy, y'all. Like, the police were involved and stuff like that, and it's just crazy. Like, this night was really crazy to me and kind of scary, to be honest. Like, it was like creeps out that night, I guess. I don't know, it was really scary. Not really scary, but it was scary. So yeah, let's get straight into the video. Okay, so in Arizona, like, if you live in Arizona, you know, like, every weekend you go to the mall just to chill with your friends and stuff like that. Like, yeah, you could go shopping or whatever, but you're like mainly chilling with your friends. So this happened on a Saturday a couple weeks ago. So I think a month ago, maybe it was a month ago or a couple weeks ago or close to being a month ago. I don't know. I think it was like a month ago. It was just crazy. Yeah, it was a month ago. Okay, it was a month ago. I remember now. So I was going to see A Quiet Place with some of my friends. And so we went to go see A Quiet Place or whatever. I honestly didn't even like that movie, to be honest. But yeah, but you know how you get that feeling in your stomach when like, something's gonna happen? Like, I don't know, like, that night I felt like something bad was gonna happen, but I just don't listen to myself sometimes. Like, I know something's gonna happen, I just don't, like, I don't know how to put it. But yeah, so we're watching A Quiet Place, me and my friend Sabrina and my friend Lene. So we're watching A Quiet Place or whatever, and we're watching it. Like I said, I didn't really like the movie. It was kind of weird to me. Like, I don't know, maybe because we kind of went into movies late. Maybe I didn't, like, I don't know. I just feel like it was just weird to me. So we're watching the movie or whatever. Then the movie ends. And then Sabrina says that her mom can't come and pick us up. And I would have called, like, Lene, she was coming back home, by the way. Like, Lene was coming back home with me. Like, she was coming to spend the night at my house. And Sabrina, she was just going to go home or whatever. But, so I was gonna call my dad to tell him that we didn't have a ride anymore, but I was scared. You know, like, you're scared, like, how your parents is gonna react. I didn't want him to say that I couldn't go anywhere anymore and stuff like that. I just didn't want that to happen, because I like going to the mall. Like, I like hanging with my friends and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. I was just scared that he was gonna say I couldn't go nowhere anymore and get mad that I didn't have a ride anymore. Because there's times where I would go to the mall, tell my dad I had a ride, and then my ride would cancel. So I would tell my dad, and he'll think that I'm, like, like, probably lying about having a ride. I just lied just so I could go, but that's not the case. So Serena gets, like, a call from her mom. Well, actually, her mom texted her saying that she couldn't come pick us up anymore, and like I said, I didn't want to call my dad. I was scared. So Sabrina, she had money. Like, we all had money on us. Like, we had money, and then Sabrina had a card. Like, she has a card also, but she didn't have money on her card. I don't know why she had it, and she didn't have money on her card, but it's a good thing that she had it. So Sabrina's like, well, it's a Wells Fargo by the mall, and we could just go there and put money on her card, and then she could order us a lift, like, all of us live back to my house. And Sabrina doesn't live far from my house, so she was gonna have her sister come and pick her up from my house. I know she should have just got her sister to pick her up from the mall, but, like, her sister said she didn't even feel like it. Like, we already tried that. Her sister said she didn't feel like it, that was too far. So we walked to Wells Fargo, but, like, okay, so we didn't actually, I don't know how to put this part. Okay, so we were walking to Wells Fargo, right? And so we're walking, whatever, and then out of nowhere, this man jumps out the bush. Like, he jumps out like, here, I'm gonna demonstrate. He jumps out like this. Like, imagine you don't see me right here. And he jumps out like this, doing this. Oh yeah, my sweater cute. But he jumps out doing this, like, waving his hands and stuff. So I'm like, what is going on? Like, what is going on? Like, I was scared. I was like, what? And Sabrina's like, oh no. And Sabrina, her laugh is like when she says oh no, like, she kind of laughs when she does it. Like, she's like, oh no, like, like that. So she says oh no or whatever, right? And so I'm like, I'm just still like, I'm scared. I'm a dramatic person. So when he jumped out, first I screamed, then I was like, what is he doing? Like, is he crazy? I'm like, bro. So, and my friend Lene is just like, looking like, and I'm like, what's going on, bro? And so he's like, please come help, please. And I'm like, what? I'm like, what? Like, what are you talking about? And he's like, can you please help? It's the girl over here. She's drunk. She's passed out and stuff like that. And he's asking, like, he's like, do you guys know her? And I'm like confused. I was confused on what he was talking about. Like, I understood what he was saying, but like, he didn't make no sense to me because he kept on saying, like, did we know her? Like, if we knew her, don't you think, like, we'll be over there by her? Like, or maybe he thought that we left her to go get something. I don't know what he thought. So he asked, did we know her or whatever? And, you know, we're saying no, but at the same time, we're not like by him yet. He's like right here, and we're like right here, like, and he's like, can you please call the police and stuff like that? Mind you, I watch Law and Order, I watch Criminal Minds, all stuff like that, like, all that. I watch all that. So, and like in episodes, like a man would, like, you know, do the same thing that he did, but they were luring girls on to kidnap them and stuff like that. So I wasn't going. Me and Sabrina wasn't going. My friend Lene, she was just quiet. Like, she was just like, was saying something under her breath. I don't even know what she was saying. But like, everybody was like, we were just like, we all were on the same page that we were not going over there. And so he's like, can you please call the police? So I'm like, then that's when he kept on begging. And it's not like he was like he sounded like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, he sounded really scared. So I was like, so I took out my phone, and I actually, like, I'm like dialing the police, and I'm like, if you're joking, you need to tell me now. So imagine this is my phone. So I have my phone, and I'm on the thing, you know, and I dial 911. So I'm like, I'm holding my phone like this, and I'm like, I'll click it if you even try something, and saying stuff like that. And he was like, no, I'm so serious. You could call them right now. So I'm still having it down, and I'm showing him. So we're walking up or whatever, and I'm about to click, you know, the call button to call the police. So we're walking up, and I'm on the phone with the police, and I called them, and it rung for like, it's crazy. It rung for like a minute. I was like, okay. It rung for like a minute, and then they finally answered. So I'm like, says their answer asking what's the problem or whatever, what's the emergency or whatever. So I'm just like, I don't know, like, and the lady's like, what do you mean you don't know? And I'm like, I don't know, like, this dude said that there's a drunk girl over here, and he's like, she's right there. Like, as I'm talking to police, he's pointing, he's like, she's right there. And like, Wells Fargo is like, it's Wells Fargo in the parking lot, and then it's another store. It was a bigger store in the park, like they're in the same parking lot, but it's like a bigger store in the parking lot also. And that's where the girl was sitting under, and she was sitting on the bench. But I didn't see her. Like, it was dark, it was late at night. I didn't see nobody, but like, she was kind of like slumped over like that, like slumped over. And like, I was confused because I didn't see her, but everybody else seen her. But like I said, like, the police, he like pointing, and I'm like, I don't see where she's at and stuff like that. And the police asked him what's happening, and he tries to reach for my phone, I guess, to call the police. But I'm like, nah, bro, I got this. Because you're not gonna get my phone. So I'm like on the phone with with the police or whatever, and I'm telling them what the dude told us. I was calling them or talking to police or whatever. And so the dude was telling me while I'm on the phone with the police, he was telling me how, like, that the girl was, like, he was taking a walk. This was what he said. I'm on the phone with the police, and I put them on speakerphone. So he's like, yes, I was taking a walk, and, as I was taking my walk, this car had pulled over and, like, I guess pushed the girl out. And, like, he helped the girl up on the bench or whatever, and then he was, like scared or whatever and stuff like that the car just pulled up, and the girl is drunk and stuff like this. And I'm like, I'm confused. Like, I'm like, so you're just taking a walk? And mind you, he said that he didn't have his phone on him, so I was still confused. Like, and he said that he wasn't, like, he doesn't live in Arizona. Like, it's a hotel across the street from the Wells Fargo in the parking lot that we were in. So he was like saying that he was staying in the hotel across the street or whatever, right? So I'm like confused, like, okay, so you're not from here, you don't live here, nothing like that, and you're taking a walk without your phone. Like, that's smart. That's really smart. But I ain't gonna say that. Like, he said he was taking a walk without his phone, and that's when he saw them push the girl out the car or whatever. And so I'm like, as I'm on the phone with the police is like, well, are you guys by the girl? And mind you, like, everybody else sees the girl, but I don't see her. So I'm, like, still trying to find her and stuff like that. And I don't want to get closer. Like I said, I'm dramatic. If I would have got closer and would have seen her, I would have started screaming. I mean, I did start screaming, but So we, like, my friends are like walking closer, so I'm like, fine, I'll just walk closer. So we all started walking closer to the girl, and he walks over, and like I said, the girl's on the bench like this, like that, like slumped over, I guess. And he's like, he walks over, and here, I got some. Okay. Pretend this is the girl, right? She slumped over like this. He walks over to the girl, and he's like, hey, tapping her and stuff like that. And the police, yeah, I'm still on the phone with the police or whatever. But he's like tapping the girl. He's like, hey. And the girl, she was around my age. And I later on found out that she goes to my school, and she's in the same grade as me. And it's kind of crazy because, like, I don't know. People in Arizona, they're heavy on stuff like that. Like, kids in Arizona, they drink so much. They're, like, heavy on stuff like that. Like, it's just crazy. And so he walks over to the girl, and he's tapping her, like, trying to get her to wake up, I guess. He was like, her name's Yana or Anna. I think he said her name's Anna. But, so, he's tapping her like, Anna. He's saying Anna and stuff like that. And he's, like, shaking her. So I'm like, okay, so I was still confused. Because I'm like, so she was talking to you before and stuff like that? Like, I don't know. I was really confused. Like, y'all probably confused right now. I was confused too. But later on, it's going to kind of, like, get together or whatever. Like, the story's going to, like, you know, it's going to all add up, I guess. And so, he's, like, you know, shaking her, trying to wake her back up. And I'm, like, looking at him, like, why he shaking her so hard? Like, he was shaking her hard, like he knew her, like, hey, like, you know, and he's shaking her real hard. Mind you, I'm thinking, like, that dude knows the girl, and he did something to the girl, but he just was scared to say it, or scared to admit it, or whatever. So the police is, like, asking questions, and she breathing, and he's, like, as soon as the police ask that, he's like, she's not breathing. He grabs the girl and lays her on the concrete floor, guys. Like, he, like slammed her down on the floor. And I'm looking at him like he's crazy. I'm like, what is going on? What do we get ourselves into? Like, what is happening right now? And so he's, like shaking her, and then he started doing, like, pumping on her chest, and I'm like, she's not breathing. He said that she's dead. And then that's when, like, she's laying down or whatever, and her eyes roll to the back of her head. Like, they're constantly doing that. And she, mind y'all, she was really drunk, and I know she was really drunk because it's just crazy. Y'all find out I know she was really drunk. So he's, like, you know, like, doing all that extra stuff, you know, and her eyes rolling to the back of her head, and I'm just looking, I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, I'm thinking that he's hurting her, because, like, for when you slam her on the ground really hard, like, and she's a really small girl. Like, she's tall, but she's really small. Like, she's really skinny, like, 90 pounds type skinny. Like, she weighs not a lot, I guess. And so he's, like, you know, shaking her, and she's hitting her head on the floor and stuff, and her eyes rolled back to her in the back of her head. Y'all, Sabrina calling me. That's good. Okay, bro, I'm at the part when he, like, laid her on the ground. You know how he, like, laid her on the ground real hard and was shaking her, and then her eyes rolled to the back of her head and stuff? Like that.
Yeah, give her CPR.
Yeah, CPR. I was like, bro, what is you doing? Okay, so, anyways, I'm gonna just stay on the phone with Sabrina, because, you know, she was there, like I said. And so, freak. Okay. So, like, yeah, and then so that's when we're like, you know, I'm on the phone with the police. I'm like, she's dead. And then you know how I started screaming? So I'm like, she's dead. Oh my God. And I started screaming and stuff. It was so funny. So, here, I'm going to sit up like that. Can you see? I'm just holding it. So I'm like, oh my gosh, she's dead or whatever. So the police is like, what? Don't move her. Because I told him, like, told the police how he was giving her CPR or whatever. And so she, like, did she say anything? I think she just, like, I don't know. Huh?
Her name.
No, I already know. I told them about how he told us her name. But, like, did she, like, I think she, like...
She wasn't talking.
Yeah, she wasn't talking, but, like, her eyes were, like, rolling to the back. It was weird. Like, okay, so she wasn't dead. Like, you know, she wasn't dead. Because obviously, her eyes rolled to the back of her head or whatever.
And she was breathing.
Yeah, and she was breathing afterwards. Like, he was going crazy. He was doing too much. Like, I was like... okay, whole time I'm thinking, like I said, I thought that, like, he did something to the girl. He just don't want to admit it. That's what I thought happened. But, so the police arrives or whatever, and, like, we just walked away to go put money on her car, because, you know, we needed a ride home, and it was late at night, and I didn't want to get in trouble by my dad or nothing. So, we walked to Wells Fargo. Like, as soon as the police got there or whatever, we walked to Wells Fargo, and we put the money on her card or whatever, and then tell me why, y'all. we needed like, then we need like $1 and some change or something like that. I was upset. I was like, it came out to like 13 something, right? Yeah, it was like 13 and it was 13 and some cents or whatever. So we had money, but it was in change, right? So we had to go. So we was going to the store that was in the same parking lot, and then they were closing, but they were like just closing. And we asked them, can we just get like this and change or whatever? And they were acting like it was a big deal, so they said no or whatever. So across the street is Walmart. Across the street from Wells Fargo and all that stuff is Walmart, right? So we walked to Walmart. We like, cross the street to Walmart, and as we're crossing the street, like, when we were over there before the police arrived, it was a man across the street, and he was like, he was like saying something to us, and I'm getting even more scared, so I'm screaming and stuff. I don't know. The man, he was like, he was being creepy, like. So anyways, like I said, back to when we were walking to Walmart. So we got to Walmart, and like, I noticed somebody, like, I'm gonna call him
Yes.
I noticed this dude named Jeff, right? And I know Jeff because his brother goes to my school, and they look exactly the same. Like, it's crazy. They look the same. So I'm like, oh, what's up, Jeff, and stuff like that. And he's like, what's up, or whatever. And then we hear, like, it was Jeff and the girl's parents. We found out it was the girl's parents. You're going to have to find out how we found it out. So it was Jeff, the girl's parents, and some other girl, right? And so they're talking to the manager. They're like, she never came out the store and stuff like that. And so I was gonna, so as I was about to say something, like, the drunk girl's dad looked, and he was looking like he was angry at me, like he knew me or something. So I ain't say nothing. But Sabrina was like, oh, are you guys talking about that girl? And then, she was like, they were like, yes, and stuff like that. They were like, where is she? And she never came out the store. That's where stuff got confusing to me. So I'm like, so they know that their daughter's drinking, I guess, and like they sent her in the store by herself. Like, I was confused. Like, I was like, what's going on? Like, I was like, this not adding up. So I'm like, maybe they doing something to the girl and stuff like that, because it didn't, like I said, it didn't add up to, because the dude was like, because didn't he say when we first walked up that some car had pulled up and like dropped her out the car or something? Like,
Yeah.
So yeah, it was crazy. Like, what he was saying wasn't adding up to what the parents were saying, like that she never came out the store or something. Like, I was like confused. And so, I'm out of breath. I've been telling this story for like 17 minutes. Anyways, so like Sabrina, they're like, asking where she at, and we're like, really, that's a dumb question, because for one, it's police cars across the street. And if she was in that store, like, come on now, they weren't thinking. So we're like, across the street or whatever. And so I'm like, I'm still confused, but we ended up getting $1 or whatever by, like, we ended up getting $1 or whatever. And then that's when, like, did we walk? Yeah, we walked back over there. We had to walk back over there to put the $1 on her car so we were able to get the lift. And so as we walked back over there or whatever, I guess the man had told, like, first we walked back over there to where the police and them was at, like, by the men or whatever. And then the man was like, well, he was talking to police. He was saying this, I'm a reality TV, like, star or host or something like that. I was like, oh, for what TV show? Because I never seen him on TV. Like, I never seen him on TV. So, I mean, I didn't think he was lying. Because, like, this is not a good reason. But, like, he dressed nice. Like, he had this is what also threw me off about the little walk that he had without his phone and stuff. He had a Gucci hat on. No. He had a Gucci shoes on. A, like, nice ripped up shirt. You know how, like, a nice ripped up shirt. And he had, like, nice jeans on. And he had a Make America Great Again hat on. But I think he was either Mexican or, like, light-skinned. Like, he was a light-skinned black person. But I don't know. So, it was, I don't know. And so, yeah, that's probably what he was. He probably was Native American. I don't know. So, but, like I said, he was saying that he was a reality TV show star or whatever. So, I'm like, for what TV show? And he's like, oh, I can't say yet. So, I'm like, okay, sis. Exactly. I'm like, okay, sis. And so the police, like, started asking me questions, and I get nervous. And then, like, you can't be out past curfew. I'm 14 years old, and in Arizona, if you're 16, you could be, like, out until 12, but no later than 12. And it was like, what time was it? Was it, like, about to be 12, or was it 12?
Like 2 minutes until 12.
Yeah, it was like about to be 12. So I'm like, so everybody's like, oh, we're all 16 and stuff like that. And he's like, okay, what year are you born? And I almost got caught up, y'all. But I think I told him 2001 or, Yeah, I said 2001. So I was like, oh, I was born 2001, like, and stuff like that. I told him my birthday and stuff. And he's like, so he has to ask me questions because I was the one who took the call. So he asked me what happened. I told him what the dude told me happened. And he was like, okay, the dude told me the same. And I told him how I thought that the dude had did something to him. Like, did something to the girl, I mean. And just didn't want to admit it. And he was like, why'd you think that or whatever? I was like, because you're taking a walk. You just so happen to be taking a walk. You don't live here, like I said. You're taking a walk without your phone. Really? Even if you did live here, common sense, walk with your phone or walk with somebody, because you can't be doing that. Like, what if something happened to him and he didn't have his phone? Like, you know, it's just.
Where was he even going?
Exactly, that's what I want to know. And so, freak, where was that? Oh, I forgot where it was at. Oh, anyway, I'm gonna just go back to when the police was asking me questions. So they were like asking me questions about what happened. Like I said what happened and whatever. And then that's when they were done asking me questions. And then we were like, oh, maybe we could get a ride home from them, you know, instead of having her like waste her money. So we asked them for a ride. And then he's like, oh, let me go check with my boss or whatever. So he walked over there, I guess asked his boss, and his boss was like, I guess no or whatever. So we ain't getting a ride from the police. I mean, that's good though, because what if they had to talk to my dad or something? He would be like, why you getting a ride home from the police or something? Like, anyways, and so that's basically it. No, that's not it. Okay, so so we got in the lift or whatever. It took the lift like a good 20 minutes to find us. Like, that's so irritating. So mind you, it's like 12 30, I think, or 12:20 something, and we didn't make it to my house till like 1, huh? Yeah, we didn't make it to my house till like 1. So it's 1 o'clock or whatever. We get to my house. Mind you, like I said, I watched Law and Order and stuff like that. So I wanted to break down what happened tonight. So I'm thinking, I'm like, whatever. So we're all in my backyard. Me, Lene, and Sabrina. My bad. Me, Lene, and Sabrina. So we're all in my backyard or whatever. And like, I'm still thinking about it or whatever. So Sabrina's sister came and got her from my house. And then me, Lene, we went back inside of my house. And I'm like, oh shoot, and I forgot. And I'm friends with the dude, like I said, Jeff, his brother. Me and him are like good friends or whatever. So I had FaceTimed him. Like, well, first I texted Jeff's brother on Snapchat, and I was like, bro, I have something to tell you. I saw your brother. And I basically shortened the story and told him. He was like, oh my god, you were there, you know what happened? And then he's like, yeah. He was like, can you FaceTime me please? And I like FaceTime him whatever, and then I like said what happened again. And then he was like, oh, freak. He was like, I'm trying to remember. When I was telling him what happened, he was like, yeah, we were all doing bottle runs or whatever, because it was the dude's birthday. Like I said, people in Arizona is like kind of heavy on stuff like that. So like heavy on drinking and like all that stuff. So it was Jeff's brother's birthday, and he said that he knew the girl, like they were all doing bottle runs or whatever. So I guess it was the girl's turn to go bottle running. If y'all don't know what bottle running is, I didn't know what it was either. He had to break it down and explain it to me. But basically, bottle running is when you're with a group of people, y'all are drinking, and if you run out of liquor, it's like 2 people have to go together to go get some more liquor. So I guess it was the girl's turn to go get some more bottles. Her and her friend's turn to go get some more bottles. So it was 2 girls. And one of the girls was the drunk girl that we had found. And so I'm out of breath and stuff. And so the drunk girl and her friend went to go get the bottles or whatever. And I guess this is what the girl said, because I ended up talking to her at school. The girl said that her friend, the drunk girl, had walked off from her, and I guess she didn't follow her, which is kind of bad. Like, if you know your friend is like really messed up, you shouldn't just leave her and let her walk away from you like that. Like, you should have like followed her, went and got her. For one, I think that they shouldn't be doing that, period. Like, we're still in high school, you shouldn't be doing that, period. But hey, and so, yeah, that was kind of a fake move to leave your drunk friend, letting her like walk away or whatever by herself. And so like I said, they went bottle running, and I guess the drunk girl that we helped walked away from the girl. So like I said, it wasn't adding up, because like the dude said that a car and all this extra stuff, like it just wasn't adding up to me. So I'm like listening, I'm like okay. He's telling me, yeah, like the girl's in a hospital right now. The drunk girl's in a hospital by then, like, because like I said, we made it home in 1. I guess they took her to the hospital, whatever. So I'm like, oh really, is she okay? He's like, I don't know, to be honest. And I'm like, oh, that's crazy. Like I really thought that was crazy, because like it's crazy. Think about it. Somebody your age was in this type of predicament. Is that how you say it? She was in this type of situation. Like, she was drunk. She was by herself. A grown man found her. Like, that man could have did anything to her. Like, I'm just happy that we actually did, like, show up and help her. Because at first, me and my friends was, like, not going over there, because we didn't know if the man was lying or not, you know? So, yeah. That's basically it. Like, so the girl, like, oh, let me tell y'all how I had seen her at school. So the girl, she had a ponytail. Like the night that we found her, she had a ponytail, like a side ponytail in her head. Like it was a side ponytail. And so it was, and she, like I said, she's really skinny. And so I look at Jeff's brothers at school. They were sitting at a table across from me and my friend. So I'm like, I'm like, maybe that's the girl. Like, I'm like, maybe that's the girl from that night. But I didn't want to be wrong, and I didn't want to go up there and say nothing to her, and like it'd be wrong, and that would have been messed up. So I called Jeff's brother over, and I'm like, yo, is that the girl? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, can you call her over here real quick? And I wanted him to call her over there, so like to make sure she was okay and stuff like that, not to be on like no petty stuff. So I was asking her, I was like, are you okay and stuff like that? She was like, oh, were you there that night? And I was like, yeah. I was like, I'm the one who called the police and stuff. She's like, oh my god, thank you. And she gave me a hug or whatever, and I was like, no problem. I'm just like, are you okay? She was like, yeah, it was just some fake stuff that happened. And I was like, oh, like, alright. And so then I seen the girl who was supposed to be on a bottle run with her, and I was like, so what happened? She was like, so basically, like, the girl, she has an ankle bracelet also. So she been staying at the drunk girl's house, right? Like, she been staying at the drunk girl's house because she has like I said, she has an ankle bracelet. And I don't know, I guess like her parents, I don't know, I don't want to put nobody's business out there, I'm not gonna say too much. But so I was talking to the girl, and I'm like, what happened? She told me her side of the story. So basically she was saying that they went on a bottle run together. The girl walked away from her, and I guess she still she didn't go and look for her or nothing. She just let her friend walk away. And so I'm like, I'm listening, I'm just like, really? Like, you didn't help your friend? Really? So I'm just listening, I'm like, okay, like, I'm listening to what she had to say or whatever. And yeah, and I guess now they're not friends. And she said that the girl's mom had smacked her and stuff like that. I was like, so somebody that's not your mom smacked you? Like, couldn't be me. But yeah, so yeah, that's basically it for the story time. Ugh, look, I can sing and stuff. You heard me?
You can't.
I can't sing. Anyways, yeah, that's it. Stay positive, stay poppin'. See you later, YouTube.
Yeah, you can talk. Yeah.
Alright, the police are here.
She doing it. She earned a stripe, she doing it. Yeah, fuck me like you supposed to.